Hello everyone and welcome to my 2017 journal. As you can see, I've gone with the bullet journal system. So what is the bullet journals, I hear you cry? Well, I suggest first of all, before anything, you pause this video and you go and watch Ryder Carroll's video introduction on what is bullet journaling. He is the founder of the bullet journal and it's so interesting and I like the way he's like really neat with it. I'm not at all. I will link that in the down bar, so if you want to go and give it a watch, you're welcome for getting into a black hole of planning and bullet journal videos, because that is what I have been doing since February, I guess. So my bullet journal actually started in March and I'll give a quick explanation about what it is. So it's an analog system that helps you log everything from lists to events to tasks. It's putting together all of those tiny bits of notes and lists and information that you've got either in your brain or your phone or wherever, and putting it down into one place. The founder actually said it will help you keep track of the past, organise the present and plan for the future, and I feel it does just that. So the idea of the bullet journal is that you kind of rapidly take notes, tasks and log them. There's no kind of lengthy process, everything goes with a key, so you're able to quickly reference what and where and how. It means that you also have an index as well, so you can go back and look at past notes that you've made really quickly and with ease, which is good. For somebody like me that's a chaotic mess. So he talks about it as being rapid login. You have a little language and a key with symbols, so there's topics, page numbers, short sentences and bullets. So hence why it's called a bullet journal. Let me delve into mine and I'll give it a bit of an explanation. So here is my front page. I use the Lectern 1917, and as everybody says, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, so sorry. I chose the grey hardcover. I love this one. Yeah, I love the colour. I labelled it with Dymo. Then on the spine I've put bullet journal March 2017 because, as I said, I started in March. And when I finish it, I will put the end date. Mine's a bit of a chunky beast, so let's delve in. This is my first page. I did have my address here, but I decided in case I lost it, I didn't really want to have my personal information. The floral flower doodles are something you're going to see throughout. It's what I do while I'm waiting on hold on the phone, which is quite often. I actually really like how it is, and hopefully it will grow even more. As you can see, I've made a few mistakes. So this page was originally blank. I actually have a different system, but I went back to the original bullet journal key system. I've labelled that with Dymo, and I am a fan of washi tape, as you can see. Here you can see the key system. So a task is a simple bullet. When that task is completed, it gets a cross for it. When a task is migrated to another day, it gets a forward arrow. And when I put it back into my monthly log, or another date, or my yearly log for that matter, it gets backtracked, so a back arrow. An event like such as an appointment or a birthday is a circle. I'm not doing an appointment as a triangle anymore. I prefer just to keep it as an event. Notes are a dash, asterisk marks when something's important, an exclamation mark when something's inspiring, I for an explore, cancelled is a line crossed through. As you can see from my index, it's quite full and I think I need to condense it a little better. There's stuff I can actually put together more and make one index piece for like all of the weekly logs rather than doing weekly log. I've left some pages, but I'm pretty shocked in the first month I've managed to use up one page of the index, so hence why I need to be a little bit more caring, I would say, with it, which is handy. You can also see I've made mistakes. Stuff has bled through from the other page. It doesn't matter because when that's filled out, it'll kind of cover that a bit, but that is a bit annoying. So going on to my yearly log, I made quite a lot of mistakes here, so I decided just to draw it out again on quite thick card actually, and I like this because you can easily kind of get to it, so when you're flicking through, obviously it goes straight to there because they're a lot thicker, the pages. So as you can see, I started in March. The system I went with is that I drew a little calendar overview because I felt like that was really easy to see what days are what. Lettered it kind of like with simple calligraphy style lettering. I put appointments, bits and pieces in. So oh, I forgot to say, in my key, when something, I'm actually going to add that now. that was really messy. But when I have a deadline, as you can see from this here, I use a little clock so things are being circled off in colour when they correspond to the dates down here. I found this a bit messy. I'm not really too keen on these pages, to be honest, and I find myself not using them very much, which isn't great. Sorry, tea bake. That's my first half of the year 6 month view. I've used pink washi tape. I've carried on the same system here. So going over to the second half of the year, I decided to get out my Dymo maker because I love it. Again, I kept with the same system. I've just logged down a few ideas for any kind of like illustrations or products and things I plan to do as well, because I feel like it's a good idea to make note of things like Easter, Halloween, bonfire night, Thanksgiving, things like that I can produce stuff for. Another thing that I really like that I did, I put in a little page turner made out of washi tape. So I'm going to do that at the start of every month, over to the month of March. So this is the March kind of like front page, title page. I do not like this at all. I feel like it's actually a bit of a waste of paper. So for April, I'm planning to do this at the top. I've got a little quote saying, "You can do this." Yeah, I can. It's a bit cheesy and not really me. But yeah, you can do this, or I'm going to find other quotes that are more kind of in-fitting with who I am and what I want to do. So as you can see, it's kind of like in the middle and then goals are like stuck down the bottom. So I think I am going to do the calendar view, which I showed you in my 2016 journal. And then I'm going to have a big chunky old task list down the side. I didn't really like this because I found it very squashed up and I could only put in one appointment or task and it wasn't really very clear. I also didn't enjoy that, again, I had some bleed through from the next page. So talking about the next page, going on to that. So I've got a few projects on the go at the moment for my cousin and a friend. So I'm doing a catalogue for my friend. For my cousin, I'm designing her wedding invitations. So I tried to split out each task and I divided it up by the weeks in March because both of the due dates were at the end of March, which is rapidly approaching. So I tried to set up tasks and things, but obviously things don't always work out because you are waiting for feedback, etc. I also wanted to kind of log how much time tasks actually realistically take me. I will be redoing this for April, but being a bit more realistic and also having more of a list of each task without a deadline date attached to it. I find like this isn't actually always achievable to like really pack it in, because some days I'm not feeling well, or some days I have appointments, or some days simply I just don't feel like doing the task that I put myself down for. I will make a task list and break it down because I find that's really easy and I can pick one task to do off the list and add it to my daily. I made a little error here and I said brain dumb, ha ha ha, how funny. And I've literally written ha 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 because it is quite funny. I found this really annoying and I didn't actually consult it very much. I felt like it wasn't laid out very well, it looks a bit messy. I think what will work for me more is just having an ideas page and a task page. So just writing down basically everything and then having a page where I then turn those into tasks. This will be changing for April. Oh dear, and then we get on to this, which is my spending tracker. This went really badly. I really did not plan out this page very well, but it's nice to have learned how I want to do it now. So I've got a lot of little tabs and things here. So this is how I'm going to go forward in April. I'm going to have concept, when, plus and minor. I can just basically control and try and write down everything there. I did actually start very well, but didn't finish it because I ran out of space simply. It's all a bit higgledy-piggledy, as they say. Again, I made mistakes. As you can see, I've stuck a bit of square paper over the original hat tracker, which again really annoys me that I did that. So lesson learned, I will draw everything out in pencil beforehand. I feel like this is a cleaning tracker. This actually really did help me and I found this really useful, but I think I'm going to condense it down a little bit and maybe put it in and with another type of tracker on the same page, just so not to waste and have so much, because there's some stuff that obviously I don't need. So here I've kind of got dishwasher, make bed, 15 minutes tidy, clean kitchen, sweep, kitchen floor, fridge clean, water plants, washing, mop floors, clean cubby walls, clean oven, clean microwave, clean bathroom sinks, clean toilet, clean shower, clean bleach bin, rubbish and recycle, bleach clean, wash sheets and towels, clean kettle and coffee machine, dust furniture and light, clean patio and balcony, deep clean kitchen and vacuum sofa. And I'm sure there's many more tasks on the list. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that yet properly, so I'm going to have a think about it. We do a lot of researching as always, and I'll get back to you. So here is a mood tracker. This really annoys me. I really don't like it. I don't like that I use post-it notes. I think it looks really kind of scrappy and gross, but I do like the idea of having a mood tracker. But for April I'm going to do a graph one and just keep it a little bit more simple. I'm also going to have a health tracker running alongside to it, so I can see on the days that I'm feeling tired or ill or whatever and how that affects my mood, which I obviously know, but it would be good to see it kind of in writing, as it were, well, in drawing, I guess. That will change. I like to doodle bits and pieces, but again I would like to have it a little bit more themed for April. So March was very much just do it and see, and that's fine. And I'm learning to let go and be fine with not have any order or kind of like design aesthetic in mind, so that's why it turned out very messy. But I'm okay with that because it's a work in progress and it's a journal, and the idea is that it's supposed to be functional and you shouldn't be too precious with it, but I still want to make it a bit nicer to look at. So the next page here, as you can see, is a weekly meal planner, and this really did not work out for me. I used tiny little stamps here which are quite cute. I might use those again, but instead of doing 1 week I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, and I'm just going to plan what I'm going to have for lunch and dinner and not really think about breakfast because I don't need to be that tedious with it, I guess. And yeah, just to try and keep track of my diet a little bit, and also to have a checklist to see if I actually keep up to that, so kind of like a meal planner tracker. So here, as you can see, is where we get into the old weekly logs. As you can see, I split it up into work and home. I wasted quite a lot of space on the days, so that will change. I do and I don't like having the work and home or personal, whatever you want to call it, and split up, because I feel like obviously you plan loads of stuff on your work but then you don't really take into account how long and what it is for your personal stuff, so kind of getting both done is a bit tricky. So for example, if I have to go for a medical appointment that comes from the personal, that can take up to 4 hours sometimes, so obviously planning like 6 hours of work isn't going to work for me there. So I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I definitely need a task list for the week, and I definitely learned from this not to plan ahead, because I try and be over optimistic and enthusiastic, and I kind of plan everything and want to put everything in order, and then I don't end up doing it. As you can see, migrated. Some stuff is done there, but migrated. And I found myself not going back and checking what I had done or hadn't done, and falling back into my old tricks, really. So then I broke it up a bit with, which this is something I was talking about earlier with my index, is that I will actually change this and put all of my weekly logs together and all of my collection pages and trackers and stuff over, like, all like in a different section. So this Get Healthy March was a bit of a joke. I do plan to continue getting healthy and doing stuff in April, but as I was talking earlier with my habit tracker, I'll probably put a healthy tracker and my habit tracker together, and so I can keep track of those and just kind of like do it as and when I can. So this second page is my online content planner. I think I'm going to include also that my Instagram. I'm also actually going to make a list rather than assigning dates to it. I'm going to make a list of, like, for example, I post a video every week, so 4 video ideas, 4 blog or 8 blog posts. So here we get into my habit tracker, and it kind of looks really ugly. Next time I will do the logs on this side and then carry it on over that side, and as I said, I will obviously take a few bits off this. I have wake up before 9 PM, 10k steps, eat healthy, early night, do yoga, draw every day, have one happy listing, me date day, cook food, finish something, 15-minute clean, face mask, be social, talk to the family, meditate, comment on 5 YouTube channels, which I haven't done at all, comment on blogs, comment on IG, admin, sketchbook, read, newsstand, explore and BUJO. So again, I kind of need to revise this a little bit and maybe I can group stuff together. And I was thinking that I'm actually going to do crosses rather than boxes or dots, just to keep it a little bit more easy to track. So next we get on to is a gratitude log. I really love this and I'm going to keep this, and I'm also going to do kind of like a line a day as well. So I find it really nice to focus and pick like 1 or 2 really nice things, even if your day has been complete crap, but I'm sure there's been one bright nice thing out of that day, and to write it down just to remind yourself there is always kind of glimmers of hope and light, and just to focus on the positive. My line of day, just because I would like to have a log of that and a diary. So then we go on to my weekly log 2. As you can see, I was playing around with the layout. I had my to-do in the middle, a meal plan there. I found that really hard and really squashed, so as I said, I'm going to move that onto a monthly meal plan and kind of fill out as I go as well. So fill out the first week and then, you know, decide after, like, okay, I've got this, I've eaten this for the first week, so I'm going to eat that. For this week, la la la, and so on. So I put the days down here. I use washi tape, I like this. I kept the same lettering here. I like this lettering, it's nice and simple and easy to read. Then I put week 2, I put the Monday the 6th to Sunday the 12th. See, it's useful to have. I've got goals here. So I think what I'm going to do is divide the pages up and leave like a larger column maybe here this time, with my tasks for the week and my to-do list there, and maybe some goals for the week as well, which I have done here, which I didn't get done. Again, March week 3, this went a lot more simple, so I kept my to-do list here and my pages for here. I think as well, going forward for April, I'm not going to draw these 3 lines because it really annoys me that there's lots of space there and there, and as I said, I'm going to have the task list down here. I did leave a section for notes at the top, but obviously didn't use it at all. So March week 4, I was feeling a bit more fancy and decorated it a bit. Perhaps what I'm going to do is a task list on this side and then a tiny little section here at the bottom about like just reviewing stuff that I have done or not, or just reviewing the week a little bit to see how productive I am, to know what to take forward and what to put back into my monthly task list. And the current week, so week 5, quite messy. So this is a notes to do section down here. As you can see, I need it. So yes, as I said, that's going to go down there. So we're still working through it. We're currently on Tuesday. So yes, quite a few tasks here to do. And that's it. I just quickly wanted to show you a few things. So I've got like a few notes and stuff from previous projects that I would like to actually draw in as a collection. Notes with information on printers, list of things I have to do, like habits and stuff, working guides, stuff like that. So I will actually do a video on planning work and things like that because I think that's useful. So these are my notes and improvements on what I need to do to make my bullet journal better. Just random other notes, I don't know what those are about, what the builders had to do to fix stuff in our flat. And then my sister Vicky did morning and evening routines. So my morning routine is quite optimistic. So it's set alarm for 8 AM, 8:30, cup of tea and medication, 9 AM, take Cammy out, 9:15 stretch, 9:30 breakfast, 9:45 meditate, 10 o'clock get work done. So that, as I said, is very optimistic indeed. And on the mornings that I actually go out, 7 AM wake up, 7:30 cup of tea, 7:45 pick Cammy out, Cammy's my dog, 8 AM shower, 8:30 get ready to leave. And then my evening routine should consist of skincare, medication, hand cream, stop using phone, take Cammy out, change into PJs, read a book or watch TV, set alarm meditate and sleep. So yeah, I hopefully in April I'm actually going to put these into my habit tracker so I can make sure I can do them a little bit more. And then I've left a blank page here because I've got my happy list. So I thought it'd be really nice just to have a collection of things to go back to when I'm feeling down or bored or whatever, and just to remind myself of things that make me happy. So here I've got things like nature walks, walking out with my camera, sewing, blogging, filming and editing, yoga, meeting with friends, music, art galleries, making something and finishing it, or just making it, visit a favourite cafe, sit on the beach, read, learn something new, life drawing, meditation, getting ready and putting on makeup. So obviously I'm going to add to that because there are many things that do actually make me happy and I should remember them. It's really nice to have that in a list. Here where I can go back to it, as I said. I've got some project notes on my cousin's wedding invitations. I've got some goals for work for the next 6 months. So I would like to make 10 sales on Etsy, get 1,500 followers on Instagram, get 100 subscribers on YouTube, portfolio up online, get products made, get work published, commissions, exhibit my work, get 150 followers on Facebook, research, illustration and make a fair. I think this is quite optimistic, so this is probably a yearly goal, but well, it's good to set optimistic goals, I guess. So if I don't achieve these, it's fine. I can just carry the goals and make sure I do get them kind of achieved this year and see how that goes. And also I've got mental health goals here. I'm actually going through some treatment at the moment and I just think it's good to help myself, to remind myself what to focus on and not to focus on. Here I've got a list of the tasks for my friend's project, and I want to get healthy and lose a bit of weight and to tone up. So I've got my start weight, my finish weight, and giving myself a bit of a timeline. It's been really tricky actually, to be honest. So in March I haven't really achieved any of the goals, so I won't be getting my gold H&M shoes, and I've decided to reward myself upon hitting goals. So April I really need to get my act together with this. I'm going to actually delete this and change that to something else, and also remove that because there were no notes from the flat meeting. So that is my bullet journal. It's a mess, but I've started it at least, so I have more of an idea of what I want, and as I said, I think that's how you do it. You just go along and you kind of just see what works for you and what doesn't. So I love list making and I love like thinking about things and jotting down and keeping note of stuff, and I find like keeping a journal is not really me anymore, although longing for those live journal days. But I like to keep track of stuff, have a memory to look back on, so I feel like this bullet journal is brilliant for that. And I don't want it just to be about tasks and to-dos, I want it to be nice happy things. So yes, I hope you've enjoyed my video, so if you have, give it a nice big old thumbs up, and I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel and so help you reach my 6-month goal. No, not really. I mean, yeah, it would be lovely if you could subscribe and stick around and comment below and introduce yourself and let me know if you've been bullet journaling and what you like about it and what improvements I could make. You like what I have done, what you don't like, anything is welcome. So hi everyone, and I'll see you in the next video where I will be planning my April bullet journal. So thanks for watching, I'll see you soon, bye.